want to interrupt. Was it an emotional phone call?
My mom was trying to figure out how to merge the call with my brother. I was like, let me talk to you in a few minutes.
Well, it's been a minute since we've seen you back here on the end of a decision. So what are the emotions now after getting this win in San Diego?
Dude, high emotions. I really wanted to win here for sure, but also, that 3-fight lose streak, that's the first time that's happened in my career. And, and it was really important to get off of that skid and prove that, I've just been fighting tough competition. And Lupi's one of the toughest prospects, but she's still a prospect. I still have that veteran experience over her, and people forget what I did to the people that we both fought. So I'm just happy to get this win and prove that I'm still a dog in this game, and on to the next.
Well, going off of that, a lot of people online, like you obviously, she came out hot in the first round, but then it seems like you took over in the second round. A lot of people just were like, oh, that's just the veteran in there just putting it on the prospect, as you said. Could you sense that maybe that your experience in there did play a major factor in turning the page in this fight specifically?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm a better striker, Of course, my experience is going to play well for me in the later rounds. I could see her fading. I could see that she was sucking gas. She was trying to toss me around like a rag doll, so that was like a lot of energy that she was expending. And I do think she's a really great prospect. I don't like admitting that about a lot of fighters in my weight class, but I do. And when she came onto the scene and I got matched with her, I was like, I hate this because I just got out wrestled in my last fight. So this is a big hump for me to get over, shutting out the doubters, shutting out all the people thinking that I didn't have what it took to fight someone just because they're new on the scene and they're the shiny new toy that everyone's excited about. Like, get excited about me too. I'm not going anywhere.
Well, I don't know if you're aware of this too, but during this fight, you became the 8th fighter in UFC history to land 1,500 in significant strikes, and the only other woman above you is Joanna.
Hey!
So you have the second most significant strikes among female UFC fighters. So what do you make of that record now?
Yeah, I'm about to break it, Joanna. You better come out of retirement. Let's go. Yeah, that's dope. I'm happy about that. Hopefully I'm not absorbing that much as I'm giving.
And then finally, I know Lupi said at Media Day that she was expecting all the cheers, given that how close she is to Mexico. But you got one of the bigger pops this whole fight night, even at the ceremonial weigh-in. So what do you make of this crowd here in San Diego?
Yeah, they love me. All my friends already had tickets when I got booked on this fight card. So, I didn't even get hit up. They already knew I was going to be on there. So they were excited that I was there.
I did want to ask about that because managing those emotions, you talked about it like, people around me in San Diego know that this is what I'm here to do, but as the fight got closer, did any of that attention from the people in your circle just heat up?
Nah, man, people left me alone. Everyone was like, giving me my space. Even the people who I got tickets for, they were like, oh, I don't want to bother you. Good luck. Like, everyone was really super chill. And, I train at a few different gyms out here. So I think most of my training partners were in the crowd. Most of my old teammates were in the crowd, especially the ones out here for Dom, too. So I had a bunch of people in my corner. And, the emotions were high. The walkout was amazing. I've never fought in a home crowd at this level. The last time I fought for a home crowd was in New York when I was doing Muay Thai. So that was a very familiar feeling, but it was also like, whoa, this is really happening. This is cool. It was fun. It made it more fun for me.
Now in about 2 hours-ish, Dominic Cruz will be entering the cage. Are you staying in the building, or are you gonna have to have him on TV at your after party?
I mean, I wasn't sure how I'd feel after the fight, but I think I'm ready to party. So I might hang out a little bit. We'll see if the security lets me.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So do you try to ride the momentum and get back in there, or do you want to give your body a little bit of rest and look at how the fight looked and things you want to work on, or where's your head at right now immediately after?
Pues Where's your head at? I don't know. I'll look at the fight. I'm sure I'll pick it apart. But I'm always ready to fight. I'm always looking for new people to fight. I wanted to call out someone, but they didn't ask me. But I want to fight Karolina Kowalkiewicz in Madison Square Garden. She got the fight there already against Joanna, I think. And that's where my fight career started. So they just started announcing fights. I would love that to be my next fight in November, and hopefully I can convince someone to let that happen. But other than that, like I'm ready for the next person who thinks they could take this.
I think that'd be a spectacular fight. And is that also because she does like to strike? You'd like to test your striking against her?
Yeah, and I think we're all both on kind of the same career trajectory, where a lot of the girls that were fighting when we started are retiring. So I want to get that one in before she decides to hang it up.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's many other strawweights aside from Jessica, who's my sister, like we'll never fight, who's still in there that I could fight right now. So yeah, let's make that happen.
And just going off of that, I know your body's always going to dictate how long you want to keep fighting, you want to keep in the game. Have you thought or ever set a date? You know, you're what, 37 now? Is it 40? Is it into the 40s? You want to see how your body feels and go on? I mean, have you ever sort of set a date on that, or do you don't even think about that, just depending on how your body feels?
I mean, when I started Muay Thai, I thought I was too old, you know, and I was 24. So every time I'm like, man, I'm too old to be doing this, then I get to the next level and the next level and the next level. So I can't put a cap on it because I don't know how good I'm going to be. I look at people like Holly Holm, like Glover Teixeira, like Jan Blachowicz, you know, they're all doing it. They're in their prime right now. So I'm not going to hang it up until my body stops working. And, you know, when these young girls start beating me up, maybe that'll be a sign. But as of right now, I'm beating these young bitches up.
I love it. Congrats on the victory.
Yay, thank you.
Angela, congrats on the fight. You got hit pretty hard early on, and I'm curious how you would. I mean, you've been in there with Andrade and other hard hitters. How would you compare the power that you face today compared to other girls in the division?
She hits pretty hard. Like you don't really remember it. You're just like, whoa. Should have got out of the way of that one. Yeah, she hits pretty hard, but I couldn't feel her be able to hit that hard as often when she started getting tired. And I don't know, I feel like I was rocking her more than she was rocking me. I have to watch the fight back, but I definitely was getting a reaction from her when she would swing and miss, and I'd hit her over the shoulder. And yeah, she's got some power. Like she's a little stocky thing. So all girls shaped like that, you know, they're gonna be throwing bombs. And yeah, she rocked me like maybe the first minute, but then it just turned me on and got me into that fight mode.
In the middle and end of the first round, you had those knees kind of on both sides of the cage. They both seemed to connect. Did you think that you had done enough in the first round to win that round? Because she definitely got the first minute of the fight.
I felt like she won more minutes of the first round. Like I felt like I didn't really start nailing her and making people ooh in the crowd until like halfway through the round. So I wasn't sure, but I knew my momentum was going faster. Like I could see she was kind of like, oh, you know, this is going to be hard, you know? Yeah, I didn't hear that until the end of the round. So so I wasn't sure. But I knew that it was my fight at the end of the first round. I knew I was going to take over. Ooh, what happened? Is that it? Am I done?